Good evening, YouTubers. This is the ShallowCross Sports Network, bringing you another show. Tonight's show is going to be a strictly Tennessee show, just bringing you some information about some breaking news. And one of the big things coming out today is Tennessee got a commitment from Nate Ament. He's a 6'9", I guess about 190 pounds. He's kind of slim, but I'll pull him over here to you and let you see him. But he committed to Rick Barnes today. He's a 5-star and rated very high. He's a small forward. Shoot very well from the outside, and he's gonna fit right on in with Tennessee, what they're trying to do with this new year coming up. And so Tennessee beat out Duke, Arkansas, North Carolina, and Alabama for his services, and I think he's one and done. And like I've heard some of the commentators say earlier, he's a kid that's going to come in, learn, develop his first year, and go on and play. Just let him play, and because he's going to be gone after this year. But he will help us get to the final eight again, and so that looks good. So just doing the math, it looks like Tennessee has got 4 out of high school in basketball. You got Nate Ament. You've got the kid from Troy Henderson from up in Virginia, and then you got Brown, the big 6'9" power forward out of Alabama, and I think it's one more player that's committed to Tennessee, and we'll look at that real quick and see if we can pull it up. Okay, so you got Amari Evans, Dwayne Brown, and Troy Henderson, and now you have Nate Ament. And Nate Ament had a 99.43 rating. And then the transfers in the portal, Jaden Carey and Jacoby Gillespie. So that's what we got so far. And the jury's still out on whether we're going to pick up Elijah Freeman from LMU. He's a similar player to Ament, not quite as tall, but he's a slim guy. Shot 46.3% from 3, and so he can help us steal too. We can bring him in, and then we're still in the window for Rodney Rice. He was the shooting guard for Maryland last year with Jacoby Gillespie, and so we're still hoping that we can pick him up, and if we can, then we're gonna be in business, and that'll give us a full complement of players to replace the people we lost from this year's season. And so that's big news. That's big news for Tennessee. So let me go back to Nate Ament here. See if they'll let me play just one of his videos. we beat out a lot of big schools for this kid, and no telling what kind of NIL money they gave him. We'll have to see when that news comes out. But he's out of Virginia also. So that's two kids from Virginia coming in. And scouts rate him as the number 3 overall player in this class coming in this year. He made his conversation this year the way he played. Well, way he's playing to be the number 1 overall player in this class. But he was going to Duke, and Duke had the Boozer brothers already. And so he would probably been third fiddle to those guys. And so I think that helped Tennessee in a way convince him that he's going to play right away when he comes to Tennessee. So he's kind of a Kevin Durant clone. I mean, that's saying a lot because it's hard to duplicate what Kevin Durant has done, even when he was at Texas. But just real happy for Coach Barnes to be able to pick up a player of his caliber. Now let's look at Tennessee is still pursuing Elijah Freeman, and they're still pursuing Alvaric Fogaris. They still trying to pick him up, and they're also looking at Donovan Atwell. He was a shooting guard, and so I don't know where he's gone or if he's signed with anyone or not. But anyway, that's the story in basketball. And then in football, right now, you got 4 going into the portal during this window. Slaughter, defensive back, he's leaving. Christian Harrison, I think it's Christian Charles, that went into the portal. Let's see if I can. But anyway, I think it's Charles that's going into the portal. And then you had Bustle, another interior offensive lineman. And then Larry Johnson is anticipated going into the portal. That'll be four players for the April cycle. Keeps throwing me over there to basketball. Let's see. Let's look at the transfer portal. Tennessee hasn't picked up a lot of players in the transfer portal, but they're still uh, looking at some players that they're trying to bring in. They got two defensive tackles, one coming in from Toledo, and I think it's one coming in from, let me see. But they're still out there trying to get them in. So I don't think Tennessee's ranked in the top 50 with the players that they bought in. But so the Nico saga is has is beginning to die down a little bit. There's a lot of going back and forth. I think they finally came up with the money that they was gonna give him, and he fully committed today to UCLA. Uh, Now there's been rumors Tennessee is pursuing the quarterback from Kansas State. They're looking at the quarterback at Baylor. I think his name is Robertson. And then the quarterback at Iowa State, that's Beck. And then the quarterback Aguilar, who's at UCLA, who played for Appalachian State. He's probably going to want to leave now that Nico is coming out there. So we just got to keep our fingers crossed and hope we can come up with a quarterback that can compete against the other two guys we have here. Because surely we don't want to go into a season with a quarterback that has not played one game. And basically when you look at the start of last year's season, Nico only had that bowl game behind him when he started. So just looking at the film on McIntyre as well as Merklinger, I really do believe both of those guys are capable. I really do believe that if McIntyre was about 210 pounds, he would really be able to give Merklinger a problem as far as trying to get that starting job, because he's very, very accurate with his throws. He can throw the deep ball very well, and he just looked good in that orange and white game. But you just gotta wait and see what happens. But like I said, Tennessee has got some defensive linemen coming in, and then it's also a defensive lineman that they're pursuing also in the portal from Syracuse. And I don't know if they got him coming in for a visit or not, but we'll wait and see in the next couple of days uh, what happens and how that plays out uh, here in the next few days. But I think the portal closes either on the 24th or the 26th of April. And of course, the baseball team at Tennessee is still rolling. The women's baseball team is doing fairly well. And then, so just looking at it here, these are the players that's gone. Nico, now this is some of the guys from the first transfer portal listing. So it's Christian Harrison. He left during the first transfer portal window. But the new guys in the portal, let's see. Gaston Moore hasn't found a team, and Doyle Sneed, he has not found a team. But I don't think they revealed what they haven't put the new guys out here yet. But like I said, it was Christian Harrison, and I believe Slaughter, Bussell, and Larry Johnson. And Larry Johnson hadn't put his paperwork in yet. So we just have to wait and see what happens with that. And, Larry Johnson, he's in a battle for that right tackle spot on the offensive line with Sanders, the 5-star freshman. And so we just have to wait and see what happens with that. Sanders is really playing well, and he's pushing him for that job. So that may be the reason why he's thinking about going into the portal. So that's what's going on with football. And as far as 2026 recruiting, Tennessee is still deeply involved in that, trying to get players in here. And of course, the big player for 2026 is Savion Hitter, 5-star running back. We're still in the mix for him. And hopefully we can talk some of the folks up there in Virginia to get Hitler into their fold. And but with that said, I think I've talked as much as I could talk and looked at all the information that I had for you on Tennessee. So to sum up the basketball team, right now we have Jacoby Gillespie, Bishop Boswell, Felix Okpara, Estrella, Phillips, Henderson, Evans, Brown, Carey, and Ament. So that gives us 10 players right now. So I think he has at least 2 or 3 scholarships he can give. He can have up to 15 of them. But I think he's going to probably try to fill at least 2 more. But with that said, this is the draft week, and I'm thinking about doing a live show on Thursday for the first round, and I may show my evaluations on the first round as the picks come in. Now I'm gonna probably put my Titans 7-round picks out there probably tomorrow, and I'm going to have my updated mock draft out there tomorrow, and then my big board that shows all the players who's eligible for the draft and how I got them rated. I'm gonna shuffle the ratings for those players so you will be able to see that also. And but anyway, with that said, big news, picking up Ament. And one of the questions, how do you think Tennessee is going to fare with Ament, Brown, and all the players we have coming back, new point guard, and so forth? In the comments, write in what you think. Do you think we'll make it to the Final 8 again? Or do you think we can get further this year to maybe the Final 4? But with that said, this is the AA ShallowCross Sports Network. We'll see you on the next show.